Here's a man who has changed how we travel across the world and now increasingly in India as well. Airbnb's co-founder and CEO Brian Chesky says that India is still a small market, but it's a long-term bet that will pay off. Here's a slice of that exclusive conversation with ET Now's Adrija Chatterjee.
So the growth has been incredibly strong. The inbound and outbound growth for India has grown 200%. That's basically 3x. Domestic, meaning people in India staying with other people in India, has grown 350%. And we actually haven't seen it decelerate. I actually think it may accelerate because, I've not spent a lot of time here. And so we're going to do a lot more marketing. We have a major global marketing campaign that we're bringing into India in a month. And so I'm really optimistic. And the only thing I'd say is I think the India market, every interview I've done, somebody asks, how big do you think the Indian market is? I think it will be one of the biggest travel markets in the world.
And that brings me to my second question. What kind of investment can we expect in the new financial year, especially when it comes to India, since you've said that India is one of the most demanding markets? So what kind of investment, any specific plans going ahead?
I mean, we're doing a major marketing campaign, and we did this tour, and this was a big investment, and we have a lot more things to come this year. And what I would say about investment, the more important thing is, I would say it's a long-term investment. We're thinking about India in a 10-year horizon. So we know it's an emerging travel market. We know it's an emerging economy. But we also know that this is going to be one of the largest middle classes in the world, largest groups of consumer spending in the world. And so many people every day are coming on the internet, coming onto smartphones. And I think one of the first thing emerging middle classes want to do is travel. So alongside the United States, alongside China, I think India will be one of the great economic anchors of our community in the next 10 years.
My question would also be for you that you've seen that the government of India recently has planned to come up with some kind of regulations, especially for enterprises like Airbnb and Oyo rooms. These regulations, what kind of impact do you think would have on your business when it comes to India?
Well, we've been working really, really closely with the government, and they've been a partner with us, and so we haven't foreseen any major impact to our business based on any recent changes. I'm extremely bullish about the growth here, and I'm also excited to have a much closer partnership with the government here in India. I think that if you want to be part of a community, that involves the legislators in that market. So we're really excited about it.
One final question, sir. What kind of, can we expect an IPO listing coming from your side? And I'd add one question to that. What kind of ecosystem do you see for startups? A lot of people are saying that the bubble has busted, especially in India with Snapdeal laying off 600 employees recently. Does it bother you? And also, do we see an IPO in the offing?
We don't have any immediate plans to take the company public, so nothing to announce right now. We're really focused on building the fundamentals of the company. We're going to do that, and I think we're going to try to be an incredibly world-class run company, the way you would be as a public company, but we can still do that while staying private. Now, about India, I think that we started Airbnb in a recession, the Great Recession. During that time, people thought tech was going to be dead for a long time. People were worried there weren't going to be a lot of fundraising. Things go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. They've cooled off a little bit, but listen, you have multiple billion-dollar companies. 50 years ago, you told somebody you can have an idea and you can launch in a couple years, you could have a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar company. It would have seemed crazy. I think we should remember how amazing these companies are doing and just have some perspective. Are they as hot as they were 2 years ago? No, but like what goes up must come down a little bit. So I'm incredibly bullish for the market here, and I think this is literally day one. You have 7 billion people and in the world. Most of them are actually not on the internet or not using it in a kind of consistent way. And I think we're going to look back 10 years from now on this moment and say that was the kind of very beginning of what happened. So I think we should take a very long-term look.